This is Dave Mongell at the town of Lewiston today, following up on an investigation on a hit-and-run accident where allegedly the Niagara County Sheriff, Michael Filicetti, kind of exceeded his authority. We don't know this yet. We're trying to get a copy of the police camera, but the town attorney in Lewiston is refusing, telling the police not to give us the video to show how Mr. Filicetti was acting towards the police. What happened is allegedly Mr. Filicetti's son hit and left the scene of an accident, of a hit and run, basically accident. He hit a car that was on the side of the road. The victims took off in pursuit, got the plate number and a brief description of the vehicle. We heard then that it was dispatched to Niagara County Fire Dispatch, the Sheriff's Department, but the call came through once they found out the plate number was related to Michael Filicetti. Allegedly, they didn't even dispatch it because it was the sheriff's son. This is what we're kind of disturbed about, because in any typical situation, the call would come right away. This is who they are, what they are, the type of vehicle, and what's going on. But in this case, it wasn't even dispatched, the radio. It supposedly just came through on the computer screen in the police cars because they wanted to keep it hush-hush. So allegedly what happened is Mr. Filicetti responded in a sheriff car. So we're trying to find out if he came here sirens blazing, which would be against the law because it was an emergency situation. And then did he intimidate the Lewiston Police Department to let his son off? So granted, the police report doesn't say his son was even at the scene. It doesn't really say really much of what actually happened. It doesn't say that if they checked his cell phone, was he distracted? Was there a DUI check on it? We just know that the accident report said there was no damage on the vehicle, which there wouldn't be if it was a high truck and it hit the small car, but there was over almost $5,000 damage alleged to the vehicle. We're trying to get a proof of that. So we're gonna keep on investigating this, try and find out what we can and get this information out there because it's critical. We have a sheriff race coming out here, and if we have our Niagara County Sheriff already wanting special favors for his family members, putting them on a tier above all the other police officers, this is what needs to stop, people. Keep in touch. Like my Mongello's page. I'll post my videos on there of what's going on with here. Call the Lewiston Town Hall. I'll post a number on the video here. If you call and demand the release of this video so we can actually see what's going on, so we can make a decision on ourselves of what really happened. Did the sheriff exceed his authority or did he not? But why is the county attorney, who was part of the Republican status quo here in Niagara County, are they trying to hide it? Because Filicetti is the Republican candidate for sheriff. Call the police department, call the Lewiston Town Hall, and demand they release the video because New York State law, Supreme Court decision said it's our right to see these videos.
An update because of my call to the Lewiston Town Hall yesterday after my visit to the Lewiston Police Department that the town attorney now recused himself. So that's good, but now they're saying that they still won't release the video until they have a meeting and hire another attorney. People, we need to have accountability, and realistically an issue like this shouldn't be investigated by any government entity. That's why the grand jury exists. But people don't realize that. This issue should go right to the county grand jury, everyday group of people. They investigate it and they decide who gets charged and who doesn't. That's why years ago we used to have grand jury associations to educate people how important this process works. Look in the New York State Constitution. It says right there, the grand jury investigates public officers. But talking to grand jurists, people on the jurist, people that used to be grand jurists, they say, well, the government didn't tell me I could do that. But this is what we're up against. You can't be afraid of the government. And sitting as a grand jurist, you have a right to fire your own prosecuting attorney. You have a right to move judges out of office if, as a group, you feel that there's something unethical going on. Simply using your heart, not written laws. What is right and what is wrong. It's a process that existed for thousands of years.
New York Penal Law, subsection 195, official misconduct. A public servant is guilty of official misconduct when, with an intent to obtain a benefit or deprive another person of a benefit, number one, he commits an act related to his office but not constituting an authorized exercise of official functions, knowing that such act is unauthorized. Number two, he knowingly refrains from performing a duty which is imposed upon him by law or is clearly inherent in nature of his office. This is an official misconduct, Class A misdemeanor.